But speaking of TV, why don't we get into the movies this week? And our first one is the critically acclaimed uh, World War II comedy from last year. It's Jojo Rabbit. I started in Lubbock and see what you guys thought about it.
Well, that was fantastic. It was a really good movie. Although I still have no idea what joke you're talking about, Tom. Is it what you're talking about last?
No, wait.
I guess we're play that game, huh?
Now we'll wait to play that, or I was trying to think on it, and I was like, man,
yeah, I literally have no idea.
Okay, so a little backstory on this before we get into the review. There was a joke inside this movie that was so, one, it was stupid, and two, I had such a delayed reaction. Like, it was like 30 seconds after the joke had landed, and I cracked up. I'm talking, I was like, I couldn't breathe because I was laughing so hard. I laughed for like 5 minutes straight.
Joseph, did you figure it out, or did you guess?
Well, we'll get to that one when he goes around.
Yeah, okay, so real fast, spoilers for all of stuff we do. So, did you want me to guess now, or?
Well, I mean, let's let them finish their thoughts real quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was just as good as I thought it was going to be, but in a different way. Because someone had told me beforehand, again, spoilers, but like someone told me beforehand that they thought it was going in, it was going to be straight up just a comedy, and then that it got like super serious and sad at points, and like I knew that it would probably have that kind of stuff, but I kind of forgot what my friend said, so I went in kind of expecting a comedy as well, and it's funny because I actually feel like it was definitely very funny, but I feel like a lot of the comedy was kind of the weakest part of the movie. Like, there were some jokes that I was just like, there's one joke that Hitler says. He says like, "Oh yeah, well, that's what people said about me, that I was crazy, and that I was going to this and that." And I was like, that was very, very lame. But a lot of the humor, I mean, was perfect. I mean, that main actor kid is just so good.
I like his best friend. He was like one of my favorite parts.
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny.
He's adorable.
He's so adorable.
Just drops the freaking bazooka. He's like, "Hey!"
He reminded me of like a real life Steven Universe or Chowder or something.
Yeah.
This little British kid. It's funny how like the Nazis are British.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Except for Sam Rockwell. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
So, what do you guys think of Dallas?
So, I really like this movie. I think I kind of agree with Alex on one part. The parts with Hitler actually weren't as funny to me as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, like, the one part that made me did kind of chuckle was when after like his suicide and he's still like having the hallucinations. But the thing is when hole in his head because he killed himself.
Oh yeah.
The only joke with Hitler that I enjoyed was how he kept offering him cigarettes, and he's like, "No, I'm only 10."
Yeah. Stop offering me cigarettes.
My favorite part of this movie, though, just as a whole, was Sam Rockwell.
Oh yeah.
He was. Well, I mean, it's just like one of those things where you just like. I think they just kind of let him off the leash, like just do what you want.
Yeah, I could see that.
When Jojo takes that grenade at the training school and he throws it, and he gets blown up, and Sam Rockwell's like, "Don't do that."
Don't do that.
I love how the kid was like, "I'm hideous now. Look at my face.
I'm a cripple. You're not even that a cripple."
Yeah, he's hideous. He has like a couple scars here and there. It's like, you look totally normal, but I feel like the humor with Hitler was funniest when it wasn't jokes, when it was like him like running around. Like that, I feel like was like actually like what I thought it was going to be, where it's like this absurd imaginary friend of Hitler who's like weirdly nice, and then but all the actual almost like scripted jokes, not all of them, but a lot of them I feel kind of fell flat. But
anyway.
Anyway.
I thought it was good, but
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all.
It was good, but I thought it was. But like going off what you were saying about Sam Rockwell, he's really funny in this movie, but he gets like one of the most dramatic scenes like at the end.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, if you have to go out, you might as well go out like helping someone else.
Right.
And another dramatic scene was when Jojo saw his mom in like the square.
Okay.
Oh, that was a big.
I was like, whoa.
When they first focused on her shoes at one time when she was walking on the stairs, and he was like walking along with her, I'm like, she's gonna get hanged. I know she's gonna get hanged, but that's what he's gonna see. And then when it happened, I'm like, oh crap, called that. I didn't want to call that. I didn't want to. I don't want to feel like this.
It's
When
a
they
great scene though, because he's like following that butterfly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just kind of like not thinking about anything for like the first
Yeah.
time in the whole movie, and then all of a sudden he just like turns around and
Mhm.
it's just this real powerful scene of him hugging his mother's legs. And
Yeah. When it happened, like when he got up next to her, I was just thinking, oh, he's just back where there were the hanged people. I didn't even think about it for like a full second.
yeah,
And I was like, oh shit, no, those are her shoes. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
At first, I thought maybe they'd pan up and it would be like a different person wearing her shoes, but because I don't know, you don't want
fake out or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to see that character die because she's like it's so good to this kid, and
That's the denial stage of grief, Joseph.
Yeah.
That you were going through.
I was going through it. No, yeah. So I guess with the World War II movie, you have to kind of expect some tragedy in the movie. Like you
Yeah.
thought maybe, maybe the girl would get taken or something like that, but it happened to be his mom, which kind of sad. But
Yeah. It was really sad, and I feel like Scarlett Johansson did. That's probably my favorite performance of hers is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Well,
did.
she
a
got
really good job.
nominated, so
Oh,
we'll
really?
see. Yeah.
yeah, she seems I don't know, more laid back than any other movie she's in.
Yeah. Very true.
Okay.
No, it's just I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to because I was like, we'll see how all this goes. Because like World War II comedies rarely like land on their or like rarely land jokes that are like, okay, that didn't age well. But,
Yeah.
Because when they always try to do like a World War II comedy, they always try to make a current like what do you call it comparison, and so it doesn't age well.
Yeah.
But this one was pretty good. It reminded me a bit of like a Mel Brooks comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. What was like some of your favorite jokes in the movie? Because like, I was trying to think of mine and I lost it.
Well, I like when they're trying to assign him like duties. Like, well, he could look after the clones.
Oh, yeah.
I thought maybe that would have been your joke that you laughed at, because not a lot of people laughed at that joke because it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that was the one Thomas caught, but
Okay, do you guys want to try to guess?
yeah, we'll try to guess.
Well, my guess whenever I messaged you guys, I thought it was the grenade.
Oh, okay.
So that's my guess because I can't think of anything else.
Michael?
I genuinely like I completely forgot you said that and we got to the movie now because like I couldn't figure out the joke. I was like, oh yeah. So no joke stood out to me as a extreme dad joke.
All right.
The only I was thinking it might be from the moms since it's a dad joke. So I was thinking about the one where she says that not everyone's lucky enough to look stupid.
Well, those are all good ones, but they're all wrong.
So which one was?
You guys gave him too much credit.
So the one that made me laugh, I'm talking like I was like having pains in my side because I was going like this, is where Sam Rockwell is talking to his aide, like his gay aide Fritz, and it's like no, not German shepherds. And it pans over and they're actual German shepherds.
I should have known. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like nobody laughed. Nobody laughed at that.
Really?
joke.
I had people laugh at mine.
Like, okay, I think there was like maybe like ha.
It was all
chuckle, but I didn't.
Everyone was like, like you should at that joke, but Thomas was like,
And it was such a delay too because it was like 30 seconds went by and the German shepherds were walking out of the room and I was just like
At least he didn't laugh at the end where they show the German shepherds fighting at the line.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it made me laugh so hard. I'll even like go by like I'm working and I was like, German shepherds.
That definitely is like a Mel Brooks joke right there.
Yes.
I think one of my favorite jokes is when the two kids are talking and he tells them, "We gotta stop them before they murder us and screw our dogs."
Yeah.
When they're talking about the Russians.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
that was funny.
One of my favorite bits wasn't really a joke, but it was his friend, and how that like his friend is like, he's almost like the words of wisdom in the movie. Like he's saying these things like I don't know, and then it gets to the end, and yet he still just goes along with whatever they tell him to do. It's like Rebel Wilson. Not is that her
Oh
name?
yeah.
And she's like handing them weapons and saying, "Go kill anything that's not German." And then like,
Yeah, she's like pulls a grenade and gives it to a kid and says, "Go hug that American."
right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she like hands his friend a pistol thing, and she says, "Yeah, go kill anything that's not German." And he just runs off yelling and does it. And it was just, it's not really a joke. It's just I thought it was so funny.
Well, I think that's like one of the. It was really funny, like the beginning. When there's like the opening credits, I think it was, where they're all like, it's like the Beatles are in town, but it's Hitler, and everyone's like cheering and stuff like that. I mean, the whole movie is like kind of sad because the people were really like that fanatic,
Yeah.
brainwashed,
especially at the end too, because that's all that we're fighting. We're like old people and kids.
Yeah,
like
so it's funny in the movie, but it's like really sad in real life, you know.
It's that very dark humor kind of.
Yeah,
but in a way that's I think that's why I think this will age a little better, is that it focuses on what happened there and not what's happening now, and try to make too many comparisons.
Yeah, I think that got really old if they would have done that.
Yeah, that's the thing about like comedies and stuff, is like, well, when you try to make too much of a current event, it severely ages the movie, and the humor doesn't land like years on.
Yeah, so, I don't think you really have to try hard with that, because like you're living right now, so your jokes are going to be from a person living right now. You don't really have to try hard to put current affairs into the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Or they're just heavy-handed. Jared, do you have any like favorite parts?
You guys pretty much said most of them.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it. There's just this small part when he's going through physical therapy, and she cracks his leg, and he's like, "Sweet God!"
He was so good, dude. There's that moment at the end when he's like outside with the girl, I can't remember her name, and
Elsa.
And they start. Is it Elsa?
Is it Elsa? I think it's Elsa.
Isa or
something like that.
Something like that. And like they start like dancing, you know?
Oh yeah.
And there's one moment where I was looking at him and I was like, "You're gonna be a star."
You've got it, kid.
Well, speaking of the girl, I did like the chemistry between Jojo and her. Like,
for sure,
they did a really good job with like pairing up the actors.
Yeah.
Because that's how, like, I mean, I know they're not siblings, but that's how like siblings talk to each other, is like through stupid, like insulting, like pieces of advice. So
and they did such a good job.
Test too here.
I did like when he was writing the letters to her as the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, he's stupid."
This Nathan is an idiot.
Yeah.
They did such a good job of like his character arc of like, you know, showing how that you can be that, you know, prejudice is ultimately, you know, just like ignorance, because he's just been brainwashed his whole life, and that like, you know, more he talks to her, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're just a person." And they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, and she like replaces his sister because his sister had died, and he kind of like finds his older sister in her. Yeah. Even the mom too said that like, "I can't watch her grow up, but I can watch you grow up." So
right.
Well, that's the thing too, is that even the mom, because she was afraid of Jojo. Because he's basically been brainwashed. And it's like, yeah, that's not my kid. That's, you know, the state's kid. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was a pretty good commentary on.
I like. Well, most of her jokes are funny. I like how he tells her, "We're at war, woman."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way he just talked to her, it was hilarious.
But I like how you mentioned the dancing at the end because we all know that Germany just turned into a bunch of discos after the war. So, does anyone any last words on Jojo Rabbit before we go on?
Yeah.
Definitely worth a watch, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think it's Oscar winning?
Performance-wise, I think so. Movie-wise, probably not.
Yeah, I think maybe if there weren't like if 1917 didn't come out the same year, maybe from what I've seen. But I think that I think it could win in another year. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised Sam Rockwell didn't get nominated because
Yeah,
besides Scarlett Johansson, she did great in this. I think his performance was probably the best in the movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so too. He's always good though.
Yeah, it's the thing too. Is like when you're always good, it's hard to like. Oh yeah, he's always good.
Yeah.
So